Welcome to the Trading Lounge and the Indices report, and starting with the Australian market and a weekly chart. So we're looking from wave 4 to wave 5. Take that with a pinch of salt. We'll work through that as we get to the wave count, but that is the medium level 6,500, which will be the next sort of decent level from the 5,000. As we're progressing here, we've got up for wave 1, back for wave 2, and we're looking for wave 3 a little bit higher at around 6,000, wave 4 and wave 5. So we're in wave 3 here at the moment, so we're looking for 5 waves in wave 3. And I've toyed with this a little bit, and I've sort of gone back over and I've checked different markets and within the Australian market to try and sort of figure out. My initial thing was that we were at the top of the third wave here, as such here. But I don't think that's the case. I think that we're still in this expanding third wave up here, and we'd be looking at this as 1 and 2. And currently we're at the 3, but just a smaller degree of 3, a minute degree rather than minor degree. And we've just completed wave 4, and we'll be looking for the first high above the level. So in the trading levels terms, at 5,800, which is minor trading level 8, we have the arrival, the reaction, the first high above the level within 5 waves, and then we have our correction here as a wave 4, minor wave 4, and then move up from that process there. So drilling in from wave 2 to wave 3 here to give us some idea is that in the blue waves here, we're looking for 5 waves. So I initially had this blue wave 1 here, but I don't think that's the case. I'm just tending to steer towards this particular count. Not that it matters a great deal, but yeah, anyway, the 1 and the 2 all the way up for the third wave here, a fourth and a fifth wave, because the extension was in wave 3 here. Wave 1 and wave 5 are about the same length. Well, not quite, but near enough, because numbers do get, patterns do get skewed around large numbers, and 5 being the second strongest number in the market, we can expect some sort of pull there. So wave 1 and 2 of blue to here, and then wave 3, nice, even stronger wave up through to here. And then we're looking for an A and a B and a C here for wave 4, pulling back to wave 4 of 1 lesser degree. I'm not quite happy with the resolution of this wave C here, but on the cash market, it's actually better looking. So on the cash market, it's more like 5, 3, and 5 here. So I will leave this here for the time being, because the US markets and the European markets are pushing up and they've got higher to go. So if we can get back on the 5,800 as support, then that will be the catalyst for a long trade moving higher from here. Okay, and just drilling in here a little bit further, just looking at this last section here. We kind of got 5 waves up there in terms of 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 here, or this may wave 5 here is a bit short really compared to the other guys here. That's fine, but look, basically it's being skewed around 5.8. Let's see some volume come in. We can see that the resources, the base metals were stronger overnight, which will give the BHPs and the Rios and whatnot a lift up, but also moving the index as well. So we're poised to move higher, and any stops, if you played any stops out now, you'd want them under the 72 here, so under this low here for the time being. Yeah, and we should see this move higher. The bullish weekly cycle for Australia is a bear day on Thursday, which we got, and then we're looking for Friday and Monday to be the bull days, with profit taking on Tuesday and Wednesday, a V-shaped day down in the morning and up in the afternoon, and we'll see how Thursday goes again as a bear day. That's if we stay within a positive trend to the upside. Okay, moving on to the US markets and starting with the notes. Now, just want to pull this across here. This is the daily chart here. And we were looking at this as wave 3 here, wave 4 here, and wave 5 to the upside here, and counting, well, there's different ways we could have counted wave 5 up here. Obviously, this would have to stay the third wave, the fourth wave, and the fifth wave. But there is some debate about this here. Not that it matters, because it's clear that this is the third and the fourth and fifth here. So what we're looking for here at the moment is, well, we're just looking. So we just really want to see, in the first instance, do we have, or will we get, we've got 1, 2, 3 here. Will we get 4 and then 5? Because if we get 5 waves here, then we'll get a counter trend in 3 waves, and then we'll get another 5 down here. But if we only get this 3 waves to here, then that would make that an A and a B and a C. That would make that a bullish pattern, and then we would see the market move up from there. So once this is resolved here, either 3 waves or 5 waves, then that's the confirmation of what's going to come next. So I would expect that we would get the 5 waves down here in the notes, and continue down. And the reason for that is we can see that the stock market has potential to move up higher, not only the US, but globally as well. So just drilling into this little section down through to here, so you can keep count, is from the high here, just that high there. We do have a very clean 5 waves here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I've just put that conservatively as the A wave here, but it's more likely to be wave 1, and then we've got wave 2 or B wave back, and then we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 here, all very clean and tidy. The bottom of the 5th here is probably not so tidy. It could actually be on any one of these lows here. Okay, so this could be the 3rd wave here. This could actually be the 4th wave here. It's just the C wave, but a 4th wave here. So we need to resolve all of this here, and I didn't drill into it because I just felt that I could see the stock market moving up, and this will resolve itself and become clear in due course. But for stock to move higher, it's on the right track of moving down here, but it could actually terminate here based on wave C here being on this low here. So it's something that we just need to observe. Now, if wave 4 was going to come into play, technically it would pull back from wave 2 up here, which is B wave at the moment, 38.2%. So it is probable that it can move back to here, maybe even be a bit complicated before it moves down lower through here. Okay, the S&P 500, it's breaking out of not our triangle, but the triangle, and yeah, so what can you say? I mean, it's doing all the sort of the right things. I thought it may have pulled back a bit further, but for wave 2, but it wasn't the case. It stuck to our trend line up here as sort of support and edging higher from that point. And the European markets are a bit of a catalyst in this as well. Not that I want to get into the reasons why it's pushing up, but from our 2 bobs worth, the technical analysis side, is that we understood that, you know, this is corrective here. So the market needs to push up from that point, and it is, you know, proving that. So I just, you know, if we forget about the wave count for a moment and just assume that the market's going to continue to move up, then we should just look at this next level here, because normally we would have like 20. I mean, this 21 here. This is the first minor level above the major level here. So 1 is the strongest number. So even though it's going into a 3rd wave price action here, we should be mindful that we can get some sort of pattern that could be like this here before we see a push up. So even just forgetting about the wave count for a second, this is sort of the most common pattern that we would see across a level. So in some way we need to keep this in the back of our minds as we sort of, process this number, but also having the wave count as well. So having the wave count and just sort of considering this for a moment, it's only when we get on top of 2130, the top of subgroup 1, 1, 2 and 3 here, as a tested support, that the market can then move up to 2200 at that stage. Okay, so if that becomes a solid support there, then we know that we don't have to worry about any more corrections in this area here. But anyway, let's just see how this plays out. But just bear in mind that picture, even though we'll be looking at all the little wave counts through here. As this stands here at the moment, this is a little impulse wave moving up through here. So yeah, further to go. So this is one way to count it. Not that it matters that much, but yeah, basically 1, 2, well, third wave, fourth wave here, fifth wave here, 1 and 2 here. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we just really, we're in the building process of moving higher, and this is 1 and 2 here, and we're in the third wave here. So there is some, there is some powerful wave structures in front of us here, but that's why I drew out the possibility of what could occur at and across the 21 level there. So we need to take this strong move here, but also be mindful, and that it could just move straight up through there, but also be mindful that it needs to process this particular number as well. So we'll find the right balance on that in terms of trading. Trade less and get positions at different, every 10 points, every 5 points, every 20 points, whatever your money management dictates to you. The Dow Jones is much the same as well. It needs to process the 18,000 here again. It's already done its main work up there, and it's got all this accumulation process here. So this is like a spring, so it won't spend too much time here. But at worst, this pattern here, 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5 here, then an A and a B and a C here, is also the basic pattern that we can expect across the level here. It may not pull back this far and do all of this, but I just do want to put this on the table so if it does occur, you know where you are, and you need to accommodate this if you're going for the longer term trend. So over trading will pigs get slaughtered, as they say. So unfortunately, being a vegetarian and everything, look, it could push straight up nicely through here, but you really want to stay with this trend. So you need to find a balance. It's take a balanced view on every single element of trading, and it seems to work out quite nice that way, less stress. The DAX and the European markets, they're in a nice position as well. As you know, we'd been working through from wave 3 down to wave 4. We had this nice A, B and C wave here, so we figured that we may have the low in here, and then we could see that we've got a little small impulse wave here. It wasn't a very good looking impulse wave, but good enough. We can see that it's moving along quite nicely now. So once again, at this double top here, expect something that, at worst, something complicated like this, okay? It may not be like this, and it could just move up in more of a swift manner in terms of 1, 2, 3, little one here, 4, 5 here, come back here a bit and move straight off here. But understanding that this wave 4 here, this wave 4 pull back to this wave 4 of 1 lesser degree. So technically along the line here, this wave 4 can pull back to these wave 4s here as well. So we just need to be a little bit mindful, but we'll keep an eye on the structure as it moves up through there. But for Friday, Monday and Tuesday, whatever, we'll be seeing a bullish aspect, so you need to be on the long side there. And the FTSE as well is it's looking messy, but it's also looking quite chirpy to the upside as well. And as we'd sort of discussed before, this 6,800 here, the market, moved up here. It vibrated across this level and tried to get, but now it's really sitting there, isn't it? Like for me, that's a really good setup, because you ask yourself when you're here, is this market supported on 6,800? Well, no, not really. Is it here? Yes, well, starting to here, and then it's more developed now. So even if you've lost money, earlier in the piece, don't be frightened. You need to get sort of back on the horse, so to speak, and, taking these tops out here with stops under here this time around with the US markets and the DAX heading up is the way to go. So we couldn't get a nice trade in here from 6.8. There will be problems at 6.9. That's the old high there again, but we should be looking up at 7,000 here. So, yeah, I think that's all pretty exciting. That's it. So Friday the 13th, have a lucky day. Cheers.